Hey, welcome back to another video. This is the Gann swing U-turn video from last week, February 9th, 2026. Haven't done one of these videos in a while, but the reason I started doing this video series is to see if the strategy was viable over time, and I think we've already proven that. I've done several videos on the channel on this already. For those of you that are new, a Gann U-turn is when you have a move up, a move down, where this candle breaks this candle's low, a move up and a move down, and then you take the trade. So it's like a fail ABC. You can either put your stop under the first swing or the low. I usually do the first swing. And a lot of people will use this only for U-turns, which means in most cases against the trend, like at the end of a trend. Maybe it's oversold on or overbought on a higher time frame. In this video series, I do both. I do with the trend and against the trend, just to see if you kind of just took every Gann swing U-turn, can you be profitable? So in this case, we have a 23-point winner. And this is on the Micro E-mini S&P 500 futures from last week. We have a 5-point winner here. A 9-point winner. A 3-point winner. I think these were all wins today. On to the next day, 10th. Yesterday, I also tested this on the 50 or 500 range chart on the MNQ, and I got a lot of winners. The only problem is I didn't look at the points, and there were some really big wins and losses, but also some smaller ones. So I don't know if it was a winner or lost. Here's an interesting one right here. So we have a move up, a big move down, move down. So there's your swing. We have another Gann swing down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is where I took the stop. Not in real life, but in my back testing, because there's no reason to hold this trade if you have a Gann swing to the downside. So it was a significantly smaller stop loss here. That saved you a lot of points. And then I will take the reverse trade down for a 7-point winner. The same thing happens here. You have a Gann swing down here. You can get out of this stop right here. Saves you about half the stop loss. And then you can take it down for an 8-point winner right here. On to the next day. So I think we have the totals on the, I didn't do the daily totals. I did the total for the week on Friday. So we'll look at that. Here's a nice winner to start the day. I don't trade before 10, so I started all this at 10 o'clock. And I don't go past 3 usually. Actually, that's not right. Nice and tight. That's the way you want it right there. 13-point winner, 9-point winner here. Nine-point loser, 7-point winner. Nice and tight right here. Even though you had this impulse down, the first swing is here. Second swing, trap, boom. Nice winner. And then you have a big loser here, but again, we're saved by the Gann swing to the downside. So only about half the stop again. -7 points. Thursday. Great trade to start the day. Too bad I didn't hold, right? Well, it's not a real trade. It's just a back test, but look at that. I mean, if you hold, you're good for the day. You're good for the week. You don't have to trade next week, right? Here is a loss, it looks like. We have another stop right here, which means you save about 1/3 of the stop loss for 11 points. And you can take this trade down for a 13-point winner. This is another one of those losses where you can save some of your stop. And here's that swing. Nice and tight here. And you get, actually, I didn't count that as a new trade because it was after 3. Wanted to be fair. I think this is the day we only had one trade and we get out early. So here's your swing up. Here is and it just takes all day. And then there is a Gann swing down right here. So you can get out for a 24-point win. And of course, I didn't take the downside trade, even though that would have been a winner because it was already 2 o'clock. It was Friday. You got out of this trade for a winner. Why risk it? You had 24 points for the day and 94 points for the week. So it's a good strategy. Over time, we've shown that it's profitable. I think there was maybe 1 week that it wasn't, that I did a video on. That doesn't mean there weren't other weeks that weren't profitable that I didn't look at. But it's a good strategy because instead of trend following and staring at the charts all day, it's more of a, if you see the setup, you can take the setup, set it and forget it, walk away, set your alerts. That's what I like about it. And you get more profit and more points because you're not staring at the chart and panicking all the time. So hope you like this video. I'm going to do another Gann swing U-turn on the NASDAQ futures from last week, but it's just scalping. And it's where we put the stop under the second swing instead of the first one. We're going to tighten up a bit and see if we can make a profit just scalping a 1-to-1 based on that second swing. So look for that video tomorrow. And then I got another one coming out after that, and that is the swing failure pattern video on the ES futures from last week. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and see you next time.